What if I told you California's best ROI plays are inland, not coastal? We're counting down 10 markets where the math actually pencils. Sub $400,000 medians, rents that won't crush cash flow, and cost of living indices closer to Main Street than Malibu. But here's the catch. Each city has a growth catalyst: ports and logistics, state capital stability, ag-to-tech transitions, retiree demand. I'll show you where rents track job growth, where housing supply is tight, and where spillover is heating up. Find out which town's numbers scream undervalued before the market corrects. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1, Bakersfield. Bakersfield is where California's math stops pretending. Median in the low to mid 300s. One-bed rents often $1,100 to $1,300. Housing cost of living under national. It's real, it's happening. But here's the catch. Oil and ag swing. People say boom bust. So, does that nuke long-term value? Let's break it down. Energy wages are stout, but the quiet engine is logistics along 99 and I-5. CSU Bakersfield keeps feeding healthcare roles. Kern County adds logistics and renewables jobs, vacancy rates keep tightening, and landlords near hospitals and distribution centers report sticky occupancy. So, Bakersfield's a cash flow workhorse with upside. If that's yield, wait for the inland growth rocket. Number 2, Fresno. Fresno looks like pure ag, but the numbers whisper campus town meets logistics hub. Mid $300,000 median, cost of living near national. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Slow wage growth and summers that cook your steering wheel. Does that stall demand? Not when hospitals, Fresno State, and distribution centers flood the market with renters. Yosemite adjacency adds STR upside in approved zones. Population keeps inching up. Industrial construction is rising. Healthcare expands. Rent to income stays workable compared to the coast, which keeps leases renewing. So here's the thing. Ag to services shift plus university plus logistics equals durable demand. And if you want port power, look one valley west. Number 3, Stockton. Stockton's secret weapon isn't cheap houses. It's ships, rail, and I-5. Ports move money, and the port of Stockton keeps feeding paychecks. But here's the catch. Crime headlines and foreclosure scars still hang overhead. Is this hope marketing? Median sits under $400,000 in many listings, while incomes rose from tech and remote spillover that didn't fully reprice housing. Industrial vacancy tightened. E-commerce warehouses kept getting absorbed. East Bay commute patterns hold, and rents tend to pop after job announcements. That's a tell. Mini payoff. As port capacity grows, Stockton is priced below its future demand curve. Logistics-led cities re-rate late, then fast. Speaking of Bay spillover, meet its quieter cousin. Number 4, Modesto. Modesto is the quiet carpool lane to Bay paychecks without Bay mortgages. Median sits mid to high 300s, with one-bed rents around the mid-1000s. Sounds like a cheat code. But here's the catch. Commuter fatigue and a low-key nightlife scare off casual buyers. Do those cap appreciation? Not when remote and hybrid roles let incomes rise while rent-to-income alignment improves. Rail and highway access keep hybrid weeks workable, and hospitals plus agriculture keep jobs steady. Supply isn't racing ahead either. New construction runs thin, which tightens vacancies. So demand outruns supply and prices follow. Want similar affordability with a tighter community feel and healthcare anchors? Head south. Number 5, Visalia. Visalia looks small, but its healthcare complex behaves like a defensive stock. Median home price sits in the low to mid $300,000 range, with a cost of living near or under national. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Slower pace, limited nightlife. Will young renters bite? Kauai Health anchors jobs, and regional medical services keep schedules full. Agriculture and light manufacturing add ballast. Healthcare roles pay steady wages, and rentals near the hospital pull reliable occupancy. Downtown keeps adding small amenities, and Sequoia's gateway effect trickles weekend demand. Mini payoff. Healthcare anchor plus low median equals steady income and conservative upside. Next stop brings college town energy with trees and retirees. Number 6, Chico. Chico blends two renter streams that rarely dry up. CSU Chico keeps leases rolling, and retirees bring steady, longer stays. Median pricing has historically sat under $400,000, with swings, which keeps entry costs sane. Cost of living stays close to national. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Wildfire risk. Insurance premiums climbed after the campfire era. It's a line item, not a deal killer. And low medical center and related services add stable jobs. Rental vacancies trend low during peak semesters. Then retirees smooth the off-season. Bidwell Park and a lively downtown keep quality of life high. If Chico stays steady, Redding leans infrastructure. Number 7, Redding. Redding sells lakes and trails, sure, but the lever is infrastructure and medical. Median pricing often sits near or under $400,000. Cost of living stays close to national. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Distance from big metros and summer heat. Does that cap growth? Hospital systems and government offices keep paychecks steady. Downtown and corridor reinvestment add livability, which keeps renters. Healthcare hiring trends up. Broadband expansion invites remote workers. Tourism from Whiskeytown and the Sacramento River spills into short-term rentals. So, distance becomes a moat as remote work spreads. Redding's lifestyle-to-price gap is mispriced. Now let's go compact and affordable with surprising employer stability. Number 8, Porterville. Porterville is the starter deal you scroll past, then DM me about later. Entry pricing in the low to mid 300s, sometimes lower. It's real, but here's the catch. Smaller market, thinner amenities, slower exits. Will that choke returns? Not if you play the income game. Agriculture keeps payrolls steady. Neighborhoods near major employers run tight on rentals, and lower cost of living means tenants actually pay on time. Rent-to-income ratios look healthy, new construction trickles, and employers don't vanish overnight. Stack a duplex or drop an ADU and your yield compounds like a gym membership you actually use. It's patience, not flash. Steady checks, fewer surprises. From starter deal to retiree cash flow next. Number 9, Hemet. Hemet is where fixed incomes meet fixed mortgages. Quiet town, loud spreadsheets. Median home prices hover near $350,000, and the cost of living runs about 13% below national. Yes, below. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Limited amenities and heat. Is the renter pool too narrow? Not when 55-plus renters and snowbirds keep occupancy steady, and nearby Inland Empire healthcare and retail expand job access. That's rent stability you can model. As boomers downsize, demand compounds. Boring turns profitable when the checks clear every month. Hemet is the slow burn yield play you ignore once, and never again. Ready for speed and defense? High Desert next. Number 10, Victorville. Victorville is where I-15 commerce and aerospace whispers meet starter home pricing. Median sits near or under $400,000, and it still cash flows. But here's the catch. Heat, wind, and long commutes scare off casual buyers. That might be the moat. Logistics stacks along I-15, with Southern California Logistics Airport feeding warehousing and supply chain jobs. Military and defense adjacency keeps wages steady. New warehouse square footage keeps getting absorbed. Population keeps climbing, and rents have ticked up after job announcements, like a thermometer when the oven's on. So, as logistics consolidates, Victorville shifts from budget to strategic node. Buy before the full re-rate. You now see the pattern. Inland California isn't cheap by accident. It's mispriced because the story lags the stats. Jobs in logistics and healthcare keep stacking while prices stay sane. That gap is where returns live. Like this video so the algorithm thinks I'm important. Comment Team Inland or Coast or Bust, and tell me which market you'd buy first. I read every take. If you've got a contrarian pick, Drop it. You want the playbook? I've got a deal checklist built for these markets. Rent-to-income targets, vacancy tells, insurance traps, the whole thing. Comment, send the checklist, and I'll link it next video. Your move.